can I please get your name, how long you've coming to the HAC Bowden Center, and what was your past profession?
Okay, my name is James L. Arnold, and I've been coming here for the last, between 8 and 10 years. And my profession, I'm a retired educator. Well, I enjoy it because I get a chance to come here and mix and mingle with people of different professions. There are some who have served in my profession, and then from time to time I run into those people that I worked with 25 years ago. And I worked for the Atlanta Public Schools 35 years, and I have been retired 25 years. So now I'm socializing with a lot of people who were working at the time that I was working, and they too are now retired. And we talk about what we used to do and things of that nature, right?
Brilliant. That being said, I have some questions that kind of help you reflect a little bit on this journey. Of course, again, it's a special time in our lives, especially as seniors. We get the chance to kind of recognize you for all that you've done to help, our society, help our world, and all that nature. So, that being said, you ready?
Yes.
All right, here's the questions. So just kind of go off from 1 down to 5. Can you see that first one and kind of talk about it?
Okay, my first job.
Can you raise it up a little higher?
My first job.
Yeah, raise it up a little higher. There we go.
Okay, my first job was teaching. After I graduated from Clark College in 4 years, the Atlanta Public Schools hired me. And that was my first job, and that was my job for the next 35 years, but in different positions. And what did I like about it? I like dealing with students because I came up in a family of educators, and my brothers who are older than I am, my sister, they were educators. And when I was coming from elementary to high school. And so I was being groomed, I guess, for that position. Yeah.
Brilliant. So that being said, you said you're being groomed for that position. Can we talk a bit more about that? How does it feel to be an educator and help leading the next generation of people?
Well, one thing about it, I think education first starts in the home. My mother and father had a 6th grade education, but they had a lot of common sense. And they taught us how to deal with people, how to be friendly, how to treat people with respect and things of that nature. And that's what it takes to deal with students. You treat them with respect, but you demand the best from them, right?
Awesome. Let's go to the next question.
What is the best advice you have ever received? I think I can relate to what Dr. Mays said. Whatever job you do the best that you can be. He said that try to do it in such a way that nobody dead, living, or yet to be born could have done it any better. So, and that was brought up among my mother and father, and all of us strive to be the best and to try to get the best out of all of the students that we dealt with over the years.
Awesome. That's such a
Because we knew one day that they may be making decisions for us, and we hope that they will make the decision for the senior citizens so that we can still continue to reap the benefit of our labor coming to them.
Awesome. Thank you so much, because again, that's such an inspirational quote, just talking about Benjamin A. Hayes and just everything that he's done, so yes. All right, let's go to the next question.
Would you rather go back to the 60s or visit the future? I am the type, I constantly read. I try to keep on what's going on. And because of the knowledge that I have, I try to take what I have learned and deal with the ways that's what's happening now. I don't always agree with what's happening now, but I have my opinion on what we can do to make it better for everybody, right? So, rather than go back to the 60s, I want to live and visit the future, but I'm hoping that the knowledge that I have learned in the past as well as what I'm continuing to learn through reading and communicating with people and different walks of life, that's going to help me to deal with the future.
All right, let's go to the next question.
What is something about aging that you were not prepared for? Well, I tell you one thing, I have a little slowness. I don't have the vitality and the pep, but I know that I need to get out and exercise because that helps to keep me in shape. There was a time that when I was working as a principal and assistant principal at a very young age, so I didn't have to get out there and exercise. I was a young man, but age brings about some slowness because we are not doing the same amount of exercise. So, but with the center here, they have all of these places we can come and exercise, treadmills, bicycle, and I try to take advantage of that. Hopefully that's going to keep me very mobile, you know.
Absolutely, I understand. So
Right.
let's go back to that question. Have you thought about what's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Spontaneous thing. I remember something now. When I was assistant principal at Cohen Middle School, we were going to put on a Broadway musical. And what was it? I'm trying to come back to the name of it. It was on Broadway, and I was chosen to do the main part. And I consented to it. And everybody, I was told that that was the closest to the Broadway musical that had been on Broadway. But now, math is my area. I've been a teacher, so I have to present the best. And the lady who was one of our English teachers, she was the one who was over the whole situation. But it came out beautiful, based on what they were telling me. So, Mr. Arnold, you did an excellent job. And my mother was there, my sister teacher, and other teachers were there. And they just, how did you do that? And all that work you have to do. You're the disciplinarian here. But I never did let my work go lacking. I did my studying and reading my parts when I was at home. And I knew that they were going to have someone as we went. There was someone that you couldn't see. If someone forgot the part, they were right down there to kind of whisper it in there. But they told us you never did forget any of it. And that was spontaneous to me to be consent to play the lead role in Pretty Victorious. That was a Broadway music called Pretty Victorious. And I was the lead person in that. And for me, that was spontaneous. But it turned out beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It sounded like you could have been a thespian, as we said. We could have been the next Denzel Washington. Who knows, right?
Say that again?
Could have been the next Denzel Washington.
Yes. But I enjoy, if I do something, I try to do it with my best. And the kids tell me, they thank me now. They come in, some of them are 60, 65 years old and older, and they say, thank you for what you did for us. And say, you put us on the right track. They say, if we overstepped our boundaries, you let us know who's in charge and what the consequences could be. But if we straighten up, you didn't have enough praise for us. Right.
Brilliant. So with that being said, now that you've seen some of the questions, and are you now looking forward to celebrating August 21st, next week Thursday, for National Senior Citizens Day?
Yes, I plan to come here and be a part of it. Right, because it gives me a chance to continue to mix and mingle. And I like to talk and mix with everybody, right? And around here, most of them call me the principal. And some of my students come here. And they would say, this is my principal. Right.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And again, I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
your time. So that's going to be it. And you have a wonderful day, okay?
And same to you.